morning. I am Purnima and I stand before you to children to teach you and to revise you the new poem Rain on the Roof. Now children, first of all, this poem is written by Coates Kinney. Okay, it is written by Coates Kinney, and let me tell you something about the poem, then about the background of the poem, and then I will be explaining you the poem, and then finally we will do the poetic devices and some new expression if it is there, and then we will move to question and answer. So I'm going to say something about the poet who has written Rain on the Roof. So the name of the poet is Coates Kinney. What is the name? Coates Kinney. Now Coates Kinney, he was born on November 24, 1826, and he died on January 25, 1904. He died on January 25, 1904. He was a lawyer, he was a politician, he was a journalist and poet from the United States. So students, he was children a very talented person, and you can see he was a lawyer also, he was a politician also, he was a journalist also, and he was a poet also from the United States. Now, Coates Kinney caught an inspiration one night while trying to do sleep in the old college dormitory, and there put on paper this beautiful bit of verse, the rain on the roof. So children, once he went there, okay, one night he got this inspiration when he was trying to sleep in the old college dormitory, and there put on paper this beautiful bit of verse, the rain on the roof. This poem made Kinney famous. He began traveling and is on the journey yet. Kinney has written a few poetry and no great amount of prose, yet several of his production is still live. He lived in an elegant residence and lived well. He is described as keen and witty in conversation and quite agreeable. He died in Ohio. So children, this is all about the poet. And now children, I will be telling you about the theme of the poem. First I will be discussing about the central idea of the poem, and then I will be telling you about the theme of the poem. So the beautiful poem Rain on the Roof, written by Coates Kinney, has a nice central idea. So first of all, I will be telling you to the central idea of the poem. So what is the central idea? The poet exhibits that the rain brings the poet maximum happiness when he is lost in dream, and so many fancies go on revolving in his mind. He loves the pattering of soft rain on the roof. The poet exhibits that the rain brings the poet maximum happiness when he is lost in dream, and so many fancies go on revolving in his mind. He loves the pattering of soft rain on the roof. Theme of the poem. The presented poem Rain on the Roof reveals the healing power of nature. Rain, especially when it is heard from a cozy bed in a lovely cottage. The first stanza of the poem tells that it is pleasant to lie on the bed in a cottage and listening to pitter-patter sound on a rainy night. In the second, the trickle of the rain brings dreamy fancies with bright hues of recollection. In the third, the fondest memory of his mother is stirred before him in all her gentle loveliness by the pattern of the rain. So the main point of the poem here is, the poet is lying in his bed. He hears the sound of the rain which is falling on the roof. Suddenly the quietness of the environment disappears. It starts raining lightly. The rain on the roof creates beautiful sound. He remembers a number of things. Some memories are sweet and some are very sad for him. The sound of rain appears to be a bliss to the poem. poet. The sound of the rain proved to be a bliss to the poet. So children, now the explanation part I will be doing, and before writing the explanation part, I will be writing some question and some new words on the board, and then you can see. When the humid shadows hover. So humid means wet. Humid means wet, and hover means remain in one place in the air. So hover means remain in one place in the air. Okay. So when the humid shower hover over all the starry sphere, starry is full of stars. Starry is full of stars. Sphere, a solid figure that is completely round with every point at an equal distance. Gentle weeps in rainy tears. Gently weeps in rainy tears. So then gently weeps in rainy tears. So children, he has to gently weeps in rainy tears. What a place to press the pillow. Okay, so the meaning of bliss is happiness here. Bliss. Okay, so bliss means happiness. And children, so once again I read the first stanza of the poem, and then I will be doing the explaining the stanza number 1. So when the humid shower over, okay, he is telling when the wet shower of the rain it overs, it is remain at one place in the air over all the starry sphere, and that shower is remaining in the air, and it is night time, it is full of stars in the sphere, and the melancholy darkness. Melancholy is sad. Melancholy means sad, and the sad darkness is always sad. Children, brightness is compared to the liveliness and happiness, but here melancholy is always compared with sadness. So, and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears. So the darkness weep in the form of rainy tears. So children, here what the poem want to say? The poem want to say that the darkness is weeping in the form of a rainfall, in the form of a rainfall. So children, darkness is here, and it is that darkness, the tears is coming from the darkness in the form of the rainfall. See the line, and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears. So what is happening, children? The darkness weep in the form of a rainy tears. What a place to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed. Cottage, children, is a small nice hut. Chamber is a room. Now children, what a place? Place is happiness here. Okay, what is the place? I told you the meaning of place is happiness. So he is telling what a place to press the pillow. He is telling it is so nice that his children, he is lying in the cottage, in a small cottage, in his bed of the room, and children, he is pressing the pillow and listening to the patter of the rain, which is considered a bliss in the abstract. And children, he is very happy. He enjoys that sound of the rainfall. So what is there? Children, two things are contrast here. First, children, melancholy darkness. The darkness is very sad and it is crying. The tears are flowing from in the form of a rainfall. As the darkness is very sad. Then children, then there is a contrast he has done. He is telling at the same time the poet was lying on the, he was pressing the pillow, okay, of a cottage chamber bed and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. Patter is a sound of drops. You know, when the rainfall drops, okay, and that tip sound is there, so that is the sound of a drops. And overhead is above head, so he is lying listening to the pattering sound of the soft rain overhead. Actually what he is doing, he is lying in his cottage bedroom. The poet listened to the patter of the soft summer showers overhead on the roof. Actually what he is listening is lying in his bed pressing the pillow. Actually what he is enjoying, he is listening to the soft shower of the rain which is falling on over the roof of the rain. He is enjoying that sound, he loves that sound and he is enjoying that sound. Now children, I am going to say the second thing. Every tinkles on the shingles. So tinkle is a ringing sound. What is the meaning of tinkle? Tinkle means a ringing sound. Shingles. Children, shingles are the small stones. Has an echo in the heart. Echo is, what is the meaning of echo? Echo means here reflected sound. And 1,000 dreamy fancies. And 1,000 dreamy fancies. Fancies means imagination. Recollection. Recollection is memory and weave. Pattern of weaving. Pattern of recollection is a memory and pattern of weaving. Children, here children, recollection means memory and children, pattern of weaving. Weaving is the, children, we weave the clothes. Okay, so and woof is a way to describe the sound. Now children, so here the poet is telling that the tinkles on the shingles create an echo in his heart. Children, the rainfall, the drop is falling on the shingle. What is it? Shingle, a small round stone is there, that is known as shingle. And so many shingles are lying, and when the rain drops are falling there, it is producing a sound, also echoing sound is there. Okay, and it creates an echo in the heart of the poet. Children, and 1,000 dreamy fancies. Dreamy is dream, fancies is imagination. So children, and 1,000 imagination into busy being start. It is already started in the mind of the poet. As soon as he is hearing the drops falling on the shingles, thousands type of imagination is created in the mind of the poem, and he is imagining various type of things. So what happens to the mind of a busy being? 1,000 dreamy fancies start in the mind of a busy being. What weaves the air thread into woof? So children, 1,000 recollection weave their air threads into woof. Now, and 1,000 recollection. Recollection, children, is a memory. What is a recollection? Recollection here is memory. And weave. Weave is the pattern of weaving. Woof, word to describe a sound. So what weaves the air thread into woof? 1,000 recollection weave their air threads into woof. What does the poet listen to? And children, here the poet is listening the beautiful pattern of the rain upon the roof. children, here we complete the second stanza also, and now we will come to the third stanza. Let's see what's there in the third stanza. Now in memory comes my mother. Now children, he is happy also, he is sad also. Okay, he is happy, he is sad also. Um, now in memory comes my mother. So children, he is telling whom does the poet remember? The poet remember his mother. Okay, whom does the poet remember? The poet remember his mother. His mother is coming in his memory as she used in years agone. Agone means past time. Children, the mother of the poet is no more. That's why this is sad thing here. Okay. So when he is lying on the bed and hearing the pattern of the sound, suddenly children, the memory of his mother is recollecting in his mind. As she used in year ago, and children, the years has passed. Her mother died a long time back, but still the memory is there in his heart. To regard the drowning dreamers, dreamer is one who dreams. Her she left them till the dawn. Earth means before, and dawn is early morning. Okay. So the poet remembered his mother, and children, the poet mother treated the dreamers with honor. So how did the poet mother treat the dreamer? He treated the dreamers with honor. And children, how the poet feels regarding his mother, he feels his mother's fond look on him. Children, when to regard the darling dreamer, or she left them till the dawn. Oh, I feel her fond look on me as I listen to this refrain. And children, this memory of her mother, it used to keep on haunting in his mind. And children, he is still feeling the fond look as if her mother is standing in front of him and she is looking at him fondly. As I listen to this refrain, which is played upon the shingle by the patter of the rain, and the music caused by the patter of the rain is played upon the shingle, and children, he is dreaming what? He is dreaming that his mother is standing in front of him and she is looking very fondly to him. Now, so children, here some of the phrase I would like to discuss with you, which is a difficult phrase in the poem, and it is there in the textual portion also. So first phrase is humid shadow. What do you mean by humid shadow? You can write it. I am dictating it and you can write it. These are the shadows of different things which become wet during the rainy season. So humid shadow means these are the shadows of different things which become wet during the rainy season. Starry sphere. The area where stars appear in a group in the sky is starry sphere. What if this? The poet feels happy when he listens to the raindrops. Okay. A thousand dreamy fancies into busy being start. A thousand dreamy fancies into busy being start. A thousand dreamy fancies into busy being. The poet starts recollecting the past and finds himself lost in reveries and dreams in the rainy weather. So this is important. A thousand dreamy fancies into busy being start. That means the poet starts recollecting the past and finds himself lost in reveries and dreams in the rainy weather. A thousand recollections weave the air thread into wood. The poet recollects hundreds of memories in the rainy season. They weave a web with the help of air thread. So how the memory they mentioned is being woven by which thread? By the help of air threads. Question number 2. What does the poet like to do when it rains? When it rains, the poet wants to lie on bed in the cottage and listen to the pitter-patter sound of the rain. What is the single major memory that comes to the poet mind? Who are the darling dreamers he referred to? Children, here the answer is the poet mother's is the single major memory that comes to his mind. Darling dreamers are those kids who remember their mother like the poet. mother. They've already lost their mother, and they are dreaming about their mother like the poet is dreaming about his mother. Is the poet now a child? Is his mother still alive? No, the poet is not a child. His mother is no more, but her memories still haunt him. She still comes in his memory. Now, when you were a young child, did your mother tuck you in as a poet mother did? So this you have to do by yourself. You can write, yes, my mother used to tuck me when I was a child. Whenever I said that I could not do some work, she embraced me and took me in her lap to get that work done. She used to feel sad and dejected if I was involved in any mishap. So you can write such type of answer. Do you like rain? What do you do when it rains steadily? So this is again I leave to you. Many people like rain, many people don't like rain. Okay. Some people take baths, some people put water boat in that boat in the paper boat in the rain. When it rains heavily, I stay inside and enjoy the beauty of nature. Now, does everybody have a cozy bed to lie in when it rains? Look around you and describe how different kinds of people or animals spend time, seek shelter, etc. during rain. Now, everybody is not so fortunate to have a cozy bed to lie in when it rains. There are some people who live at the railway platform and bus terminal. They don't have even bed sheet. What to talk of comfortable beds? There are so many animals which don't have any shelter and tremble under the dark sky in the rainy season. So children, these are some textual question answer. Now some important additional question answer I am going to discuss with you and listen carefully. What is a bliss for a poet in the poem? So what is first of all, what do you mean by bliss? Bliss means happiness. The poet loves rain because it carries him in old memories. He thinks it is a bliss to hear the sound of the rain on the roof. He lies in his cozy bed and enjoys the music of nature. It is a bliss for him. So he places his pillow and hear the music of nature. It is a bliss for him. What shows that the poet loved his mother a lot? The poet loved his mother a lot. He remembered her when he died on his cozy bed to enjoy the sound of rain. It appeared to him as if she was fondly looking at him. When does the thousand dream fancies begin to weave in the poet's mind? When the poet in his cottage and lie in his cozy bed listening to the soft music of rain on the roof. His mind is flooded with memories of his mother. He recalls his childhood. How does the memory of his mother haunt the poet? During the pattering sound of the rain falling on the roof, the memory of his mother haunts the poet. The memory has been haunting him quite often, like every darling dreamer. His mother is no more, but he still feels her fondness of looking on him. He remembers her while writing his song of rain. How does the poet enjoy the pattern of the soft rain lying in his cottage chamber bed? So children, you can see now some long answer, some short and medium phrase answer I am going to read with you. The poet is lying in his cottage chamber bed. He watches the humid shadows hovering in the starry sky. He feels the melancholy darkness gently weeping in the form of raindrops. Resting his pillow, he is listening to the patter of the soft raindrops falling on the roof of the cottage. What finds an echo in the poet's heart and what starts weaving in his mind? When the drops of rain fall on shingles, they make a tinkling sound. The tinkling sound echoes in his heart. 1,000 old memories weave their air threads into pattering sounds. Lying in his bed, the poet is listening to the pattering sound of the rain falling on the roof. So what virtue do you find the sound of rain? What virtue, children, what virtue do you find when you hear the sound of the rain? The sound of rain is pleasing to the ear. When we hear this sound, we forget everything. we find ourselves in the world of fancies, we remember the sweet memories of the past in a peaceful heart. Of course, we are unable to forget such moments of life. We must take this lesson from the rain and create peace in the mind of people by our behavior. How can the sweet moments of life help us? When we remember the sweet moments of life, we forget every pain. Riches have no meaning. We can feel pleasure even in a cottage. In fact, when there is no peace in our heart, we cannot lead a peaceful life. Sweet memories refresh our brain and fill us with new energy. So the sweet moments of life are the treasure of our energy. So children, we must always recollect our sweet memories whenever we have time. Okay. When we for a few minutes only you try to remember, and you will forget all your pain of life, all your tensions of life. What is the meaning of riches when you are sad? We can feel pleasure even in a cottage, like the poet was doing. He was enjoying the rainfall and lying in his pillow. So in fact, when there is no peace of our heart, we cannot lead a peaceful life. Now children, I am going to read another question. The poet has developed a deep attachment with the rain. When it rains, he desired to lie in his cozy bed and enjoy the falling of raindrops on the roof. There is some specific reason for it. When he hears the pattering of raindrops, the sweet memories of his childhood evaporate in his heart. He becomes nostalgic and remembers his mother. The picture of his mother reels over his eyes. He recalls how his mother has fond look on him. Besides, the poet forgets his worries and becomes filled with new hopes and aspiration. Hence, the rain is a bliss for the poet. Describe the various sights and sounds of the falling rain and recollection it brings to the poet. So children, this is once again I read this thing. Describe the various sights and sounds. Now in the poem, children, you must have heard various type of sounds are described, various type of sights are described. So you have to write about that. You have to recollection what it recollected and brings in the poet's mind, like the mother, fond look and all that thing. You have to describe in this question. So let's start. Humid showers hover over all the starry sky. So children, this is the first sight. And so, okay, the melancholy darkness gently weeps in the form of raindrops. The rain creates an echo in his heart. It also brings thousand dreamy fancies alive to his mind. The poet listened to the patter caused by the sound of the raindrops on the roof. At this moment, the memory of his mother comes alive into his mind. His mother is no more, but the memory is still alive. He still feels her fondness of looking on him. The memory is still fresh while he is writing this song of rain. He also listened to the sound of the rain falling upon the shingles. So children, he is remembering, and the children, so in this poet you can see the feeling of melancholy, that is sadness, and happiness is also there. Children, he is sad when he feels that his mother is no more with him, but he still remembers the fond look of his mother. He is very happy. And children, there are various and children, though anyway he is enjoying the nature in the room only. It doesn't mean that he will go to the 5-star hotel or the hilly region only to enjoy the beauty of nature. He is telling, that's why children this poem has become famous. Lying in a room and simply hearing the sound of nature, okay, will cost you nothing and it will give you much happiness. It will give you a lot of happiness. So children, the same thing is happened with the poet. Okay, he is simply lying in his room, Sometimes he's happy, but mostly he has enjoyed the sound of nature, the sight of nature. Okay, so the poet is lying in his bed, and he hears the sound of the clouds and the dropping of the rainfall. Suddenly the quietness of the environment also disappear. It start raining. Light rainfall is there, the beginning drizzling is there. He is putting his elbow, or he is pressing the pillow, and he is hearing the beautiful sound which is created by dropping the rain on the roof. He remembers a number of things. Some memories are sweet and some are sad. Like the memories of his mother is sweet also. But then children, he always remembers the fond look of his mother. The sound of rain appears to be a bliss to the poet. So in this manner, children, I have children completed this poem also with along with the question answer. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.